buddy. Here we have the dually in its final form. There's probably two things we're missing, so this truck's 90% done. We still gotta do the interior, so Donnie's redoing all of the seats and it's gonna look amazing. It's a secret for now because I just want to reveal it to you guys when it's done. Donnie's actually a really good upholsterer. Is that what it's called? Upholsterer? Somebody who is good at upholstery. Yeah, whatever that name is. He's really good at it. He's talented at it. And he hasn't done it in probably 10 years just because he got caught up with his day job. And now that he's moved to Georgia, he's starting that dream back up. We're using the dually build as the first guinea pig slash to bring his passion back. The seats had some bullet holes and some damage.
Bullet hole in the headrest back here. There's a bullet hole.
Tears, exactly. So we thought that would be the perfect opportunity for Donnie to fix it up, and while we're at it, upgrade it. So stay tuned for that. And we also got some rock lights, as you can see, mounted JW Motorsports Co., but they're not wired just yet. We were going to probably the night before the show, and we were like, you know what, nobody's gonna see this truck at night, and we had other things that we had to finish before the show, so we never got to finishing the rock lights, which we will in a couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. But other than those two things, this dually is at its final stage, final form, I should say. I mean, you got anything else that you want to change it up on this? Maybe paint the grill?
Oh yeah, there is something I
right?
want to do.
What? Flog.
The rear bumper.
Oh, the rear bumper. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do it at the show.
I do want to get their work demon rear bumper.
All right. So speaking of that, let's go over this full build, because as I was documenting this truck, I forgot to document the flog bumper part of it because we were on a crunch time and I actually wasn't there when Matt was installing the bumper. So let's just go over everything that's done to this truck start to finish.
I hope you have some old pictures because it was
I do.
so ugly.
Yeah,
I didn't take pictures of it. Like,
I did.
have like 3 pictures on my phone
yeah.
of how ugly she used to look.
Well, and then this truck actually just got back from a shop. Had a little bit of oil leak, which I'm so thankful that nothing happened while we were in Texas and towing to Texas and back. But after that, it had an oil leak that needed to be fixed. So she was down for what, a week or so maybe?
Man, they got that thing in.
Yeah, they got it knocked out. So she is good to go now. I guess one of the first things we did when it was ugly was that we had it tuned. We had it freshly tuned. We had it tuned with STT, but they kind of disappeared, and actually got CP3 conversion done. Then we needed a revision, so we went with motor ops. And this truck's been running flawlessly. It runs so much better with motor ops tuning. It actually feels tuned.
It runs good, man. I like it.
Like before, it really didn't have that like power that you would expect on a tuned vehicle, but with motor ops tune, I can actually feel it on Tune 5. Because I got to drive it on STT tune, and I wasn't impressed. And I thought it was just because I got used to my L5P, but it was just, I don't know, something with that tune, we just didn't really notice that much of a difference. So give us a whole, I guess, start to finish,
All right.
what all we've done.
Start here at the bottom. We'll go to the front bottom, right? Put the 5 to 7 inch rough country. Is it 5 or 7 inch? Yeah. 5 to 7 inch kit. Went in and cleaned up all of the undercarriage, suspension, and put POR 15 on it to protect it and give it that black shine again, because it was nobody likes the jet wax GMC coating anyway, or GM coating. So we wanted to get all that off of there. Put the POR 15 on it, get it all nice and shiny for the show, and put the rough country lift on it.
While we were doing the suspension, we noticed some of the worn out parts.
Yeah, we did. So we put
Lower ball joints.
lower ball joints. Yeah. We did put the lower ball joints on the lower control arms.
Because, I mean, we couldn't have a tow pig with, you know, worn out
Those
ball
things,
joints.
Yeah, those things were about to go.
Yeah, they were pretty.
Any moment now they were going to go.
Yep.
We didn't want to have the ka-chow mouth.
Let's go to the back and show the airbags, because we're talking about the
rough
lift kit. Yeah. But before we do that, let me show you guys how flat the geometry is. I mean, we didn't turn this truck up at all. So this truck rides really good. It is still running their factory rough country shocks, or not factory, but their standard rough country shocks. We thought about doing the Vertex, but it was a little bit out of the no budget.
There it is. All right, so there's our rough country airbags, airbag helpers.
And that's something we wanted to do on this truck because, well, this is a tow pig, right? So we needed airbags. And Rough Country just came out with their airbag system. So, you know, this would be the perfect build for us to do. Oh, and we have the Hellwig sway bar system, really helps with towing.
So right here we have the Hostile 4H402 Diablo Dually Series wheels, 22 by 8.25 inch setup, wrapped in our Versatire MTXs HDs with the 36 by 1350s.
Brand new series, by the way.
Yeah.
So Hostile just came out with dually wheels. Now we love Hostile wheels, so we wouldn't go with any other company on dually wheels.
Yeah, and since they had just came out with them, I mean, they look pretty killer. Plus, I really like this wheel because it's the same wheel that I had at SEMA last year.
Yeah.
Which are now on Donnie's truck. Talk about the tie rodding. That's what
I totally forgot.
Look at those big tie rodding, dude.
That is true. You would not expect that those are Rough Country. Those are beefier than your Kelderman ones, or about as beefy as Kelderman. And was it beefier than Kryptonite? It was about the same?
They were like the same. The only difference between the Kryptonite and those is that the Kryptonite, you could separate the inner and the outer without. It was easier to separate the inner and the outer.
Yeah, and these were only about $200 on a budget. Yeah, on a budget, these are perfect. But yeah, that's the front end. That's the suspension. Rough Country.
I guess we'll move up next to the Flog bumper. This is the Work Demon bumper. It's designed for work truck. They got everything for your budget.
Yep.
And actually, you can get this bumper in 3 different ways. You can get it fully assembled like this. They will also sell you a version of this same bumper where you go in and you do the welds, you weld all the sections together for like half the price. I think that's like $1,800 fully assembled. It's like nice. It comes with tow hooks and the caps, all the mounting hardware. Really simple to do on this truck. Really simple bumper to mount up. I would recommend any of their products.
Well, so a little bit of background of this too is that we partnered up with Rough Country on everything. So we ordered their front bumper too. And Matt, you were kind of, I want to say, I don't know if picky is the right term, but you were very
Particular, maybe?
Yeah, particular on how you wanted the truck to look. The Rough Country bumper actually impressed you because it didn't stick out like a Crimson Chin.
Like a lot of the shopped around for off-road bumpers or steel bumpers, there can be anywhere between a 6 to 8 inch nose protruding from the front of your truck, and it's just, I like the fact of having a aftermarket bumper or an off-road bumper, but still kind of maintaining the factory look and clearance. Like this obviously sticks out a little bit further than the factory bumper did, but it's not.
Shoot, I don't even know if it does, really.
Yeah. It's not
like you don't want to advertise to everyone in the world that you got an off-road bumper. Like, look at me, I got an off-road bumper.
One of the biggest advantages, especially if you drive a General Motors vehicle, to having off-road bumpers is it gives you more tire clearance.
That's true.
Without having to trim your front bumper, because most people will come in here and just.
Yep. So yeah, we had a Rough Country bumper ordered, and as soon as the order was placed, Matt sold his factory bumper same day, and I get an email probably like what, a week,
3 days later.
3 days later. They're like, hey, as it turns out, those bumper were sold out. and we're no longer manufacturing them. So we were screwed, because to buy another factory bumper, it was going to be really pricey, because you sold yours for a really good price.
Yeah.
And so getting another factory bumper was not an option. And then Flaw came in clutch and helped us out with the Work Demon series. Oh yeah, I mean, they got it delivered to us and manufactured within like...
Manufactured and to us in 2 weeks.
Right.
It took them a week to manufacture it. It took a week to get it here. They shipped it out on a Friday. It got here on like a Wednesday or a Thursday. Right. I got it powder coated and mounted up.
I mean, the day we placed an order was the day Nate started manufacturing the bumper for us. So we got it done for the show, and it was clutch. We would not have been able to done it without them. So going there with no bumper.
Between me, I was like so frustrated with it. Lisa was constantly on me like, how did you do? I'm like, I did what you told me. I did what you asked me to do,
right,
man. Like, you told me I can't buy one till I sell one. I did that.
Yeah, and who would have thought? Yeah, who would have thought?
And if you, like, the bad thing is, like, if you went out on, like, any of the bumper websites where people sell them, like, there were plenty, like, every website showed that there was a stock of that Rough Country bumper. But somehow there was an error in somebody's database, and there was none in the entire country.
And Rough Country took it off their website, too.
Yeah. And it was a good bumper. I mean, it came with, like, built-in LED pods. It had your factory sensors. It looked like it was a legit bumper. I never got to see it in person, but anyways, it brought us to Flog, and I guess at the end of the day, that's where we were supposed to be.
Everything works out for a reason. Let's move on to the headlights and the grill. We did a full live install video from I was gonna say Texas Chainsaw, but in Texas.
In Texas, yeah. So the Enzo headlights, modified by Alex Daly at Southern Showstopper himself, hooked us up with the switchbacks, swapped out the halogen bulbs for the LED bulbs for the high beams and the low beams.
LEDs are brighter now.
Yep. And on top of that, he deleted the side marker lights, painted them, and added our little custom symbol right here. Well, not custom symbol, but the symbol that kind of, the symbol that I've chosen to go on the builds. And he put the Daily Dually right here.
Because you drive it every day.
I do. I try to, at least. But this is this right here symbolizes everything that we did on the other truck. And this is what kind of like ties the two trucks together, which I didn't even think about doing this, but the whole way to Texas, the whole way back, we were kicking around like different ways to bring how do I bring the two trucks together? And like Lisa was like, oh, well, maybe we'll put the flag like on the back like you did in the other truck. And then, we just kept shooting things around. Nothing really stuck. I gave Alex the headlights, and he was like, oh, by the way, look what I did. And I was like, dude.
That's perfect.
Without asking, without saying anything, he just did it on his own, and he killed it, man.
Yeah. That's a subtle way to tie it together.
Yeah, it was.
And he did the grill lights.
The grill lights. That's what I was going in there next. So this obviously is like the Raptor style grill or whatever, which...
These are
Raptor grill.
These are eBay. It's an eBay grill.
It is an eBay grill. Got the Alex did the amber delete and made these LED lights for us.
Oh yeah, they look way better than amber. You guys know. I'll put a picture right here, but you guys know how these look from eBay. To me, they look a little cheap with the amber lights on them. But the way this looks, this is sick.
Alex killed it.
Oh yeah.
The lighting on the front end, Alex killed it.
Oh, for sure. He killed it.
And while we're on the lighting, we can move up to our 2020 plus cab lights from Fast Headlights from Phil. Got those from him, and a little modification, mounted them to the truck.
That's right. And then, since we're on the topic of lights, we got those on parts.
With the lights, we'll come over here to our Boost Auto Mirror switchbacks. The JW actually wrapped in the same green as this. Got the switchbacks. We also have we installed the modified door harness on this bad boy so that we could maintain the full functionality of the mirrors.
Well, the reason why he did that was because this is a factory 2016 plus or 2015 and a half plus tow mirrors. This is a 2015. So if you don't know,
2015s had them ugly oval mirrors.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, these had the mirrors from like first generation Duramax all the way through 2015, and then 15 and a half came out with these. And I have no idea how Matt does it, but he bought these at a dealership for like cheaper than Chinese knockoff mirrors. So these are the genuine OEM mirrors that he got for like third of the price.
Yeah, and they had the power folding option. Reached out to Boost. They hooked us up with all the harnesses and all the equipment that we needed to maintain the full functionality of the mirror. And it wants to embarrass me now that I'm hitting the switch. There we go.
Oh, sick.
So, switchback, power fold, and the cargo lights. The cargo lights work with
sweet.
not only in reverse, but whenever you like hit the keys or whatever, cargo lights will come on.
Nice. So yeah, these are, I mean, with the Boost Auto Parts harness, you can buy the new mirrors and make it work on your older vehicle that doesn't have it, especially the 2015s.
Yeah. And they have a harness or a modification or to make like, if you really like this style of mirror and you want to upgrade anything from like your 99, I think they go as far back as your 99 truck series, you can put these style mirrors on those and get all kinds of full functionality out of them. Wrapped by my wife. The bottom half is in a matte green and the top half is in a matte black metallic with the hostile decal across the bottom. 7 to 8 days of just non-stop day and night work. Like working all day at her real job, coming home, working till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning on this thing.
Shoot, even longer than that. I mean,
no sleep. We were all like, last couple days, we were all like,
yeah, she was going to work with like no sleep or like 1 or 2 hours. She said she was like starting to hallucinate. She was telling me she was hallucinating at work.
Yeah.
Like she was seeing like rap on the ceiling and stuff.
Everything is rapping.
Right? But yeah, this is a really good job. I mean, this was her first time ever wrapping really anything, and she decided to do a whole truck. I mean, huge props to Lisa. She wanted to do it.
She wanted to do it because when we went to SEMA, she saw the guys in there like doing rap competitions.
Yeah.
They had like some of the different vendors at SEMA, or exhibitors, I'm sorry, they're not vendors. Some of the exhibitors at SEMA had rap competitions. And she was like, I think I can do that. And if I can't do it as fast as they can, it looks relaxing. So that's what I want. So I was like, I got a truck you can practice on. She was like, what? I'm like, the dually. You can practice on that? Maybe.
Yeah.
So then, you know, we committed to going to STN, and at that point in time,
she had to wrap it. Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Here's the wrap. You're gonna do it.
You gotta do it now.
And she took no courses, nothing. I mean, she watched YouTube videos for like 6 months, right?
To a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Since we came back, like since we started coming home from SEMA,
so like she was watching a lot of videos, taking a lot of notes, but this was the first time she ever wrapped anything. And honestly, to tell you guys the truth, this looks better than some of the wraps that I've seen at truck shows. Because after, like, I helped Lisa wrap this, so after wrapping this truck, we started checking out all the other vehicles that were wrapped.
Started becoming a critic.
Yeah, and we're not trying to like criticize all the wrappers, but
you really do it to look at like
how they do it, right?
Yeah, like I wonder how they did that corner, or I wonder how they did this piece, or where's the seam at, so I can see how they match them together. Like,
right.
You know, just that you're really just like
trying to learn.
Especially if you're in a learning phase still. You know, you're trying to take all the notes you can and learn as much as you can. So.
And I mean, from what I've seen, there were a lot of other people who's wrapped that took a lot of shortcuts, and I mean, there were no shortcuts taken on this because Lisa said she did not want to take any shortcuts. She wanted to do it right. She was very OCD about it. So, I mean, I'm really impressed and happy with the way this turned out because there's no shame in this wrap game.
And then we messed it up and then she killed it.
I know, right? We were trying to put the bed back together and we kind of nicked the piece right there at the top, which I'm not going to show you guys just because if we didn't point it out, you'll never know. But yeah, we nicked it a little bit and she had to come and fix it.
If you had ever seen this dually before North Augusta Customs Line-X'd it, you would have been like, this thing is hideous. If you saw the outside, then you saw the bed, you would have been like, oh, that's a straight work truck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even the inside,
like,
too.
Yeah, the inside, like, if you saw, you like, man. And it was, the sad part is that it's an LTZ. So it came with, like, leather, you know, the heated and cooled seats.
Yeah.
Like,
it was fully loaded.
Nice truck.
Yeah.
Like, and
they didn't take care of it.
Previous owners just did not take care of it.
Dude, the inside was actually dirtier than the outside, I must say.
It was at the time.
Because we spent like a whole day
just cleaning it out. And it still needs to probably be cleaned again. I went back and like sprayed the carpets down and scrubbed them and vacuumed them out and stuff just a couple times. But it's like, it was nasty. But, all our friends over at North Augusta Customs hooked us up with the spray and bed liner from Line-X. Because even though the truck was like completely done, you still saw this white bed with scratches and everything else in it, and you're like, this was the final thing that we did, and it finishing touches were finally put on the truck.
Yeah.
You know, it just sometimes just small things like that make a big.
This really completely changed the look of this truck just because it made it so much cleaner. And it's not something you notice every day, but
we were like, I mean, the last week we were like, shoot, do I get a bed cover? Like, am I gonna Line-X? Like, what do you think? What do you think?
Yeah.
Plus, we also had the big dent in the front of the truck.
Yep.
Which we banged that out, and once we got that narrowed down, like you can somewhat see that like there's a deformity up there, but
oh, it's not as bad as how it used to be.
Yeah, once they Line-X'd it, man, boom, that's gone.
And then this bumper.
The bumper, the factory bumper. It's black. It's matte black. It's plastic dipped.
Yep, last minute.
Can't really powder coat over the chrome and everything else. We talked about maybe painting it. Just the time crunch got to us, man, at the end of the day. So literally took the bumper off and put like 30 coats of plastic dip on it.
And it looks good.
And doesn't look bad at all. It's actually held up. I've stepped on it. I've stepped on the steps a couple times, and I think that Texas heat really cured it in there. And,
oh, for sure. Because this is an LTZ, so the bumper was chrome. It looked a little awkward just because this truck has matte green and matte black, and the bumper was chrome. So we couldn't go there with a chrome bumper. Didn't have time to get a rear off-road bumper. Also, it was a little bit out of the budget at the time. Thought about wrapping it, but Lisa, she was already done. She was done. She didn't want to do any more wrapping, and we really didn't have time to wrap the rear bumper. Let's just plasti dip the whole thing black. And it turned out really good because you don't even really notice that it's.
JW for saying, why don't you plastic dip it? And I was like,
Dude,
sure?
Yeah. Plastic dip is always the answer. Telling you guys.
It was definitely the cheaper way out, but you know, I'll take it. And then we also have our OG Gen Y hitch right there.
Okay.
That thing came off of my original 2015 and a half LML. That I bought back in 2015
with a Duramax tuner, emission compliant tuning. And if anybody needs that emission compliant tuning, hit me up on JW Motorsports Co. We can get you set up with that. Oh, and then you got the third brake light from Anzo too. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you don't have the edge on here, do you?
No.
Okay. I just saw the sticker, so I remember. And also, Edge wanted to be part of this build, so they sent us a CTS3. This truck to tow to Texas. And previously we took this truck to Vegas and we didn't have a monitoring system. We had the EasyLink. It wasn't the easiest option to use the EasyLink because you need a phone and blah blah blah. Having a permanent display that you can see every minute while you're driving is really nice. It came in really handy because this truck actually threw a check engine light once or twice, and it had something to do with boost and the turbo vane position sensor. While we were on the road, we were able to just kind of clear the code. It would go away, and I think it came back like maybe twice. So it wasn't a huge deal, but the fact that we had a monitoring system that showed us what the check engine light was on the spot, it was really helpful. And we were also able to see why the vane position sensor was going crazy, so we were able to monitor the vane position. We were looking for boost, making sure the truck wasn't overheating, so we were looking at the ECTs and the transmission temp. So Edge monitor came in really handy for this trip, and we're so thankful that they wanted to be part of it.
Shout out to Edge.
Right?
Appreciate y'all so much. And under the hood we have our HSP intake.
The CP3 conversion done, so this truck is very reliable. You don't have to worry about the CP4 pump blowing up. So CP3 conversion, Y bridge, that's really it under the hood. Motor ops tuning, and we have the Air Dog lift pump on this truck. That's literally about it. That's everything on this truck. I think up next we're gonna do a bigger turbo on this. Might need to upgrade the intake too. Oh, and then these are eBay lights. Amazon light, Amazon special. Yeah, but this is a dually build. I mean, what we just talked about, aside from like tuning and stuff like that, we got this done in 3-4 weeks, and we were on a crunch time. And you guys, for those of you guys that, you know, were following along this journey, I mean, I thank you guys for the support, and let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this dually build. We had fun with it. It was a lot of stress, but the final product is always worth it. It's always worth the stress. And
we tried to plan it out too. That was the bad part. Like we started talking to Mike in April. We started talking to companies, and you know,
we had things lined up.
We had things lined up, and then just timing got bad. And next thing you know, it's July 1st, and we're like, all right, let's get started on the lift. What?
Yep.
Why did we wait so long?
Exactly.
We did it in like 2 weeks.
I say 3 to 4 weeks. About 3 weeks.
We started June.
We started June?
It was the last couple days of June, like June 29th.
Yeah, that's right. That's
it was right before the July 4th weekend.
That's right. And then the show was in
July the 13th. We left.
Good God. So we got it done in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
It was like 2.5.
That was wrapping, lift, wheels, tires, lighting, and all that. That's crazy. And we wanted to make sure this was reliable because it was towing my truck to Texas. So I was like, we got to make sure like everything's good.
Yeah. JW was like, I'm QCing everything
right?
on this truck. Yeah, man. Appreciate all the support from all the companies. One more show coming up this year, Flogfest. So if you're going to Flogfest or if you're out in that area, come on out. It will be there. Another 30-hour road trip for us.
Oh God.
I don't know what's next for it, man. Outside of
we might do some Christmas shows.
Yeah.
Some local Christmas shows.
Local stuff around here, and then put it back on the road next season.
That's right. But yeah, let us know in the comments below what you guys thought of this build. Stay tuned for a few other stuff like the interior and the turbo. But thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.